By harnessing the full and collective wisdom and the real potential of humanity, rather than trying to attempt to create some false sense of equity or equality that is physically impossible, if not, harmful to the gifts and to the contributions that individuals make each in their own way, regardless of what their strengths may be, regardless of what their weaknesses may be. It becomes imperative to push people based upon their strengths, to give them opportunities for success where they have a very real chance of earning their success and enjoying the fruits of their own labors in terms of that success, rather than trying to force people somewhere where they don't belong and create some false sense of success, or to give them nothing but dreams and delusions to grab a hold of when they could be making very real contributions. By harnessing the full and collective wisdom and the real potential of humanity, we can navigate the challenges of modern society with more of a sense of resilience, unity, and informed participation. Ultimately, this will lead us towards a more equitable, harmonious, and systemically sustainable future for human growth and development. Furthermore, this approach recognizes, but does not necessarily focus on the limitations of the individual. While at the same time, what it does do is it introduces them to a multitude of opportunities that allow and even encourage the individual, the family, and even the local community to focus on their strengths and to increase their opportunities for real and measurable success. The complex nature of esoteric explorations means that not everyone will have the capacity or even the inclination to fully grasp these deeper philosophical, psychological, and even spiritual concepts. However, those who are in positions of power and influence, at least within the societal structures, governance within our foundation, should possess at least a fundamental understanding of these concepts and be capable of successfully and effectively navigating the transition and fostering systemic, sustainable human growth and development with the enlightenment and empowerment of the individual and family and the local community in mind and as a primary goal. It is imperative that beneficiaries and recipients of assistance, as well as the policymakers, community leaders, and institutional authorities, have at least a basic understanding of these esoteric explorations and related principles. This understanding enables them to make better informed decisions that prioritize the well-being and empowerment of the individuals, the families, and the local communities. And by integrating esoteric insights into the governance and the operational management and oversight and the decision-making processes, leaders can promote policies and initiatives that align with the deeper truths about human nature and contribute to meaningful progress. To safeguard against the misuse of power and ensure equitable participation in decision-making, foundational documentation such as the foundation bylaws, the articles of incorporation, and the governance framework or the organizational structure all play a critical role. These documents and practices establish the guidelines and principles for governance, specifying how power is distributed, decisions are made, and accountability is upheld. By incorporating principles of transparency, integration, adaptation, and accountability into these documents, wow, that would move the house. By incorporating principles of transparency, integration, adaptation, and accountability into these documents, it becomes less likely that any singular group or entity can exert undue influence over societal formation and transition. This process is further reinforced through the Ombudsman program and the tripartite leadership establishment, as well as the weighted voting systems being introduced. Granting a weighted and enforceable voice to the beneficiaries and recipients of assistance is essential for genuine empowerment and for participatory governance, especially at the decentralized local level. This entails ensuring that those directly impacted by policies and programs have a meaningful say in the decision-making processes. By incorporating mechanisms for feedback, consultation, and representation, governance structures, the organizational structure can be more responsive and accountable to the needs and aspirations of the communities they serve. While civic participation, such as the participation of the local social support services members at the national or the centralized level of operations, and the adherence to the operational management protocols may be mandated, they are ultimately necessary to facilitate the freedom of the individual, the family, and the local communities to pursue their best path forward. The average person is largely ignorant and apathetic about government work, how they function, and much less how they utilize their powers to maintain the control and power that they enjoy. Goes back to the old quote, what's the difference between ignorance and apathy? I don't know, and I don't care. By providing avenues for meaningful engagement and participation, governments and organizational structures such as that of our foundation can enlighten and empower the beneficiaries and recipients and even the local government units to co-create solutions that promote systemically sustainable human growth and development without, again, not at the expense of the individual's success, not at the expense of the family, not at the expense of the local community, and certainly not as a means to control and manage. The idea is to set people free, not to contain them. The eventual success stories and the evidence of positive outcomes resulting from these inclusive and more participatory approaches will further serve as guiding lights and establish the gold standard for the foundations of systemically sustainable human growth and development. By carefully documenting and recording and analyzing and studying and disseminating these successes through foundation annals, journals, and other internal recordings, which should be made available to the general public, local communities can learn from each other's experiences, replicate effective strategies, and continuously refine their approaches to decentralized governance and development. Again, this is not anything to replace the national governments as they currently exist in their current iteration. Rather, what it is, it's creating a parallel system at the local level that works in conjunction with and for the benefit of the local community, which in turn benefits the state, which in turn benefits the nation. So it is more of a supplemental approach, a parallel supplemental approach, rather than any kind of fight against the existing system. While not everyone will fully comprehend the complexities of esoteric explorations, it is essential that those in positions of influence at least have a basic understanding and are capable of integrating these principles within the frameworks of the organizational structure. By ensuring accountability and an integrated and adaptive system throughout the organizational documents and through participatory mechanisms, our foundation can empower individuals and local recipients, beneficiaries of assistance, to pursue pathways that lead to genuine freedom, well-being, and systemically sustainable human growth and development. This collective and individual pursuit of systemically sustainable human growth and development will serve ideally as a beacon of hope and inspiration, not only in the Philippines but around the world. So again, as we transition, hopefully we will be capable, at least at some level, of entering into the digital age of enlightenment and not merely being stuck on cat memes. So if you want to know more, please let us know, and we'd love to hear from you. Thank you. Bye. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment below.